Welcome everybody to the second video of the 100 Soul Challenge by Smart Society. My name is Geppetto and this week we're going to be trading with the platform of Smart Society, which is our own platform, to continue the 100 Soul Challenge and make even more profits. Last week you saw us raffling off NFTs with Famous Fox, and I think in total we made like 6 Soul, 7 Soul, and it should have been 15 Soul, but unfortunately we made one little error with the listing of a Lily NFT, but other than that, the profit was really good. So this week, we actually wanted to go to HateSwap or Sharkify, but we actually need a bit more capital for that to be interesting. So we thought, how can we make those extra profits right now before we can move on to those options? And one way to do it is using our own platform because it's a really good way to make profits even in this bear market. So we're going to do that today. And then after that, we're going to go to one of the extra options. So if you know our platform and our previous videos, then you know what we focus on when we're looking at our platform to make profitable trades. If you're not familiar with it yet, or if you are, it doesn't matter. Today we're going to be showing you some new tricks and also make it applicable for the current state of the market. Because in the current state of the market, it's not just as simple as finding a listed count decrease and finding a Twitter mention increase and just blindly aping in. It's a little bit more research, but it's still definitely possible to make those profits. So if you're looking with me and we're going down under into the table, then we have two things we like to focus on. We've got mentions and we've got listed count. So if listed count goes down quite a bit, then it's a very bullish indicator, especially if the floor price hasn't moved with it yet. Well, the same goes for Twitter mentions. If Twitter mentions are increasing organically in a very high manner, and the floor price hasn't moved with it yet, and maybe listed count is going down a little bit and there's some volume, that's some very bullish indicators. So that's what we're looking for today, and I'm actually going to take you to my process, the way I find these hidden gems, and to see if we can make some profits in this video. So what I like to do first is put it on 3 hours and then select listed count change. So for listed count, you can always also put 1 hour, 15 minutes. It's more what you prefer in terms of short-term or long-term trading. You could also do 7 days if you want to hold for a bit longer, but I like to do 3 hours because I don't like to hold too long if I'm flipping NFTs. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at listed count decreases, and what we really want to be having is the floor price has stayed the same, listed count has gone down, and there's some Twitter mentions presence as well. So it doesn't have to be a lot, but there has to be some, like 9 or 3 is way too low. So we can already, not focus on those ones. But that's really what's important in this current market, because a lot of the projects that are pumping are actually blue chips or are projects that are quite well known. So we want to be looking for those, and we want to be looking at those if they have the bullish indicators that we can trade on. So one of them is Tile Robotics, and they have Tile Oil here. And I know they've got some interesting mint coming up with Tile pilots. And I know if you hold some Tile oils, then you actually get access to the mint. So the listed count has gone down quite a lot, which is quite bullish. And let's see in the chart if it's indeed something we want to trade on. As you can see here in the 24-hour graph, the listed count has gone down significantly, and floor price has stayed more or less the same. And Twitter mentions is also picking up, so let's look at it in the 7-day graph. And you can indeed see that even on the 7-day chart, the listed count drop is quite significant. And other than that, it's looking very healthy as well. Listed count drop, floor price increasing a bit, but not too much. And Twitter mentions are quite stable. Same goes for volume. So this is the extra thing we have to do in this market, guys. We have to go to the Twitter profile, maybe to Magic Eden as well, to see if we find some interesting stuff that we can actually trade on. So I know already that tomorrow Tile Robotics is coming out with an announcement that has to do with the upcoming mint. And as you know, Tile oils are good for a mint. So I think in combination with the things we've seen here, Twitter mentions are quite stable and increasing, and the big listed count decrease, I think it's very safe to say that this could be a nice investment. So let's go to Magic Eden and see if we can chop up maybe one or two, and always look at the activity. You see here that the activity is quite solid, so you always want to be looking for that as well. So we're gonna buy two, and we're gonna see if we can find some more of these nice trades. So looking down at the list, we see another interesting blue chip here, and that's TGN FatCats. And you see that their listed count has decreased. Floor price has not moved with it yet, and their mentions are also increasing. And the way you can see they're quite relevant right now is just looking at the volume, guys, or looking at the Twitter mentions. And then you already quite know if they're interesting or not. So we're going to look them up in the graph and see if there's something we should trade on. As you can see here in 24-hour graph, we've got some interesting signs. We've got listed count decreasing, floor price staying more or less the same, and we've got mentions increasing. So let's look at the 7-day chart. Then we actually see something else. We see listed count actually going up. If you look at the normal trend line, it goes up quite a lot in the last few days. And the Twitter mentions have actually been quite low compared to other days. So if I'm looking at it now, I don't want to make this investment because it's just not secure enough for me. I don't know what they've got going on, but I do see like they've got some more listed count drops in the last week, and it didn't do too much with the floor price. So I'm not gonna touch it. It might pump. We never know. But for now, I'm gonna sit this one out, and I'm gonna look at other trades. So we're back at the table, and let's do something more degen. Let's look at the 15-minute table, and let's go at listed count here. And then we see Alpha Pharaohs has gone down the most. And let's put them in the graph. So this is really what I like to do, guys. Firstly, spot some good trades in the table, and then let's see if it gets confirmed in the graph. Because a lot of times these things you find here aren't really worth it, or if you look into the graph and they're not really healthy or don't really have any volume. But if they get confirmed in the graph as well, in like the 7-day chart or the 24-hour chart, then this might be something you want to be looking at. So looking at this here at Alpha Pharaohs, it's very promising because we see a nice listed count drop and we see some big Twitter mentions increases. So let's go to the 7-day graphs and see if it's doing well there too. It's a bit mixed. You see here that listed count has gone down here, then went up a bit, and now it's gone down from 147 to 115, which is a big drop, by the way. That's today. You could also see that in the other graph. And Twitter mentions is picking up slowly. And we want to be looking at trustworthy projects, guys. So a lot of these ones I'm skipping because they don't have any volume or don't have any backing. Alpha Pharaohs has been doing quite well. As you can see here, they pumped already quite a lot. But looking at this very short-term indicators, I would say it's quite interesting. So let's go to Magic Eden here. And let's see how their activity is going as well. Like we said, we always want to see quite a bit of activity, because if there's not, then it's also very hard for a project to pump. Well, there is quite a lot of activity. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy 3 Alpha Pharaohs, and we're going to add them to the wallet, and let's see what they're doing. And these ones I'm keeping an eye on to flip them maybe even earlier than the tile oils. Always, if you make these investments, make sure you keep an eye on the graphs, keep an eye on the Twitter profile of the project, and then see when you should sell them too. So let's buy them, and we just bought them, and now we can see if from the 14 SOL I think we have left, 16 SOL, maybe we can buy something more in the lower floor price range. So let's go back to the popular collection trends and see what we can find. Well, guys, I've looked through the tables and I couldn't really find any interesting trades right now. Maybe it's because we're almost at Christmas time and people are just trading less and maybe listing their NFTs to get some last minute Christmas presents. But we couldn't really find anything. And normally we like to look at mentions as well and see which ones are pumping. And mentions are doing quite well with these projects, but as you can see, listed count is almost the same or even worse than 20 hours before. And this goes for a lot of projects. And also if we reverse it, so if we look at listed count, we cannot find really interesting, like solid projects with like blue chip status or at least solid founders or community backing, who have those good indicators from the last 24 hours, 3 hours, or 1 hour. So what we're gonna do, and I don't really like to do this because I like to diversify, but we're gonna buy another Alpha Faro because I think they can do well short term at least. So let's go to Magic Eden and buy another one of those, and then we'll end it there. So as you can see, we've got 4 Alpha Faros here and 2 Tayo oils. And yeah, I'm gonna be back with you guys in a few days, maybe a week, and see how these trades went. It's been a week and you can see that we made some really nice profits. I'm gonna take you through it. And the first 2 sales you can see here, we just sold them 3 hours ago, was Tayo oil and another Tayo oil. And in total, we made after fees, after royalties, we made about 7 sol here and 6 sol here, so 13 sol in total for the Tayo oil trades. And the Alpha Faros, we made about 5 sol here after fees and 7 sol here after fees. So in total, a profit of 25 sol. So of course, this is looking really great, and it shows you that you can still make profits in this bear market. Just take to heart that you really gotta go into these established projects which you know have more certainty, because that's what people are really investing their money in nowadays. So this way is a bit more risky than, for instance, the famous Fox raffle method, or maybe hate swap or Sharkify loans, which will be explained in later videos, but it definitely gives the highest returns. So this was the second video of the 100 Sol challenge by Smarty Society. We're already up 32 Sol, which is really great. And obviously we want to make that into even more the next few weeks. So let us know if you want us to move to hate swap, to Sharkify, or to Smarty Society again, but this time on sniping, on rarity and attributes. And yeah, let us know in the comments, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you don't want to miss the next few videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.